The information you are about to view, hear, or read on any portion of this virtual electronic medium over the next plus or minus 2 hours is not intended to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any disease, but is solely intended for educational purposes only. None of the individuals, ministries, and/or entities being seen, heard, or represented during the course of this broadcast, either now or in any archive format in the future, including but not limited to DVD, YouTube, Vimeo, teleconference, or any similar or related media outlets, will receive financial gain or residual compensation from this series. In addition, none of the aforementioned said parties herein are licensed medical doctors, physicians, practitioners, or health professionals, nor do they claim to be. None of the treatments, modalities, suggestions, recommendations, or statements made by aforementioned said parties herein have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, the American Medical Association, or the Center for Disease Control. We cannot provide you with medical advice, potential drug reactions, or assistance with questions relating to illnesses. We advise you to consult your city, county, state, or federally licensed medical doctor, physician, practitioner, or health professional if you have any questions or concerns before making any modifications in regards to any past, present, or future prescribed medications. Good evening, brothers and sisters of the Remnant Church and beyond. Welcome back to our webinar, The Great Commission, The Practical Applications, a Gospel Medical Missionary Training webinar. My name is Brother Elvin Bridges of Living Manna Ministries, and we are here in the very deep South. We're here in Roanoke, Alabama. We're about a 2-minute drive down this clay road, which will take you to the borderline of Georgia. And we are here at Living Springs Retreat, once again in Roanoke, Alabama. This is a natural health ministry, and they specialize here, of course, in natural healing treatments for those who are afflicted and suffering from disease and illness. We welcome you to take part in tonight's webinar by sitting back, grab a writing implement, a piece of paper, take plenty of notes, and we pray that it is a blessing to you and your family.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Cumberbatch, and this is my wife, Vanessa Cumberbatch. As soon as the guest arrives, what we do is we have them look down on the ground. And what they will see is, they will see a boot, a heart, a cross, and the Ten Commandments. And what we want them to know is that when you walk with love in your heart for Christ, He will help you to keep His 10 Commandments. And that's the message we try to let our guests know, that we are loving people, we are Christ-centered, this is a Christian organization, and we want them to know that we'll be teaching them Christian principles. And we will teach them how much Christ cares for them and how much Christ loves them. And so that's the first thing that they will see, embedded in stone. Just like the Ten Commandments, you can't change it. It is embedded in stone, and it's something that we try to show our guests when they come here.
Yes, and as our guests continue on, immediately they get impressed with the way the house looks, the retreat looks, because we want it to be home, because they're going to be here for 1 week. So this is going to be their home away from home. So we want to make sure it looks as homey as possible, as inviting as possible. So we try to keep it looking as nice and homey as we can. So we'll come in through here. This is the entrance of the retreat. We have rocking chairs here that they're able to enjoy during their stay here. They're able to just sit here, relax, talk with each other, enjoy nature, have fresh air. And now this is as we enter the house. You have a demonstration kitchen here on the left, which is where we have our cooking demonstrations. We also have our supplements are given here, different herbal teas and so forth, and we also serve the food here for when it's meal times. So this is like a little hangout spot also for them, and where we also have the schedules for them, and if they need anything, this is where they'll get it. Okay, we proceed from here. This is where our dining room is. So it's basically like they're in their home for the next week. They will come here, get their food, and come here, and they will all eat together. We have the staff eating with the guests as well. So they really feel like they're at home, and they really feel like one big happy family. And then over here you have our kitchen. We have our wonderful kitchen staff that's right here preparing lunch right now, as a matter of fact. Would you like maybe peek in there just quickly? And they're busy at work. And then here is where is the living room, basically the area where they can just relax as well, feel very comfortable. They will sit down here and listen to lectures. You will have our lectures here when we have our worships as well. We have worships here, and any other classes like natural remedies, hydrotherapy, or any of the other classes that we may have will take place here. We show videos. There's a screen in which we can show them health videos, and they can also watch any other video of their choice. We have our library here with DVDs, health books, and during their free time they're able to just grab and learn as much as they can while they're here. We also have a free item section here with different literature and things if they want to come and help themselves and learn as they are hearing different things and as they become more interested in spiritual things. If they want to know more information, they're welcome to grab some of the things from here. Now we can go upstairs and show you what some of the guest bedrooms look like, so follow me. So this is one of our bedrooms. This is the topaz room. Each of our rooms actually are colored a different color. And if you look at the door here, the name is topaz. And the different rooms are painted and named according to the 12 stones that are found in Revelation, the 12 stones that are going to be in the Holy City. So if there's even a spiritual theme when it comes to the rooms. And of course, it's just very calming colors, makes you feel very comfortable. This is the bedding for the lifestyle guests. When they come in after the room is cleaned, they receive a little verse here just as encouragement for the day. So every morning they will come and they will see that there's been a message left for them here. So this is their bedroom here, and they also have their private bathroom over here. And they each have a closet as well. So we really want to make sure they feel comfortable while they're here. And if by any chance they want to have some alone time, they're not feeling well or anything, we have our do not disturb sign for them available in case they want to just have some private time. Okay. Now I can show you where you have our sitting area in case they want to. Here is where you have our sitting area in case they want to just sit and read some books up here away from the crowd, or if they want some more privacy, they're able to come and sit over here. And they also have a nice view while they're at it. So the second floor, basically, we have 4 bedrooms up here, each of them of just a different color, but they have the same setup. And then we have our topaz, we have our amethyst, we have emerald, and we have sapphire. And downstairs we have jasper, which will be our bedroom in case we have any guests that have a hard time going up and downstairs. If they are handicapped or have any kind of disability or difficulties, we do have a bedroom downstairs on the first floor.
So this is the sapphire room. And we have emerald.
And now we can go downstairs and we can show you our hydrotherapy area. Now we do have a ramp outside if a person is on a wheelchair, for example, where they're able to reach this floor and without having to go up and down the stairs. There is an access point around the building. You can maybe just start here for a moment. This is our laundry area. This is our laundry area. This is where we wash the linens and the towels and so forth for the guests, as well as the laundry area for them. If they want to do any washing, they're welcome to do so here. As you can see, it looks very much like what you would have at home. It really makes you feel like you're at home, and that's exactly what we want to do. this is our hydrotherapy area. This is our infrared machine right here. What we have, this is one of the treatments we have for the guests. The many benefits of this infrared is that they have these domes right here produce red infrared lighting that penetrates deep within the muscle and the tissue, which can get things like fibroids, tumors. It can even help detox with heavy metals, heal wounds. It also helps to detox. It helps to lower blood pressure. It even helps to lose weight. So there's many benefits to the infrared. And of course, sweating. You know, it really helps you when you have a cold sometimes. Come in here, it'll get that nice sweat, and it will help you also boost up your immune system. So this is our infrared sauna. And then right here is where you will have our massage table where we do our body rubs. We do our full body rubs here. That's also part of the treatment that they will experience here. Massage is not just something that just feels good, but it's very good for circulation. It's very good to bring blood to the surface, which helps to heal any kind of ailments you may have. So massage actually is a little bit more than just feel good. It feels good, that's a plus, but there's more to it. So that's what we want our guests here to experience. Infrared. We also have our steam sauna. And then over here, you have our little exercise section where the guests want to come jump on the trampoline. They're able to do so. This is very good for the lymphatic system. We also have our treadmill here, exercise ball, if you have some weights there for those that are interested in lifting weights. Here's our steam sauna where the men right now are having a steam sauna. And then we have one more area, which is our consultation area. And right now we actually have a guest that's getting a consultation on this side right here.
So you're probably going to look for another place to work.
Yes.
Yeah. Are there a few options?
In that particular
Thank you.
Okay. And that will conclude the end of our tour here. That would basically be the house here, your house if you come and join us for 1 week.
This is our garden. We have tomatoes and turmeric, some edos, or some people call it dashin. We have some kale and some collards that are coming up. And we have some peppers. We have been experiencing a heavy drought here for the last 3 months. So it's kind of dry right now. We have some onions.
This section where you see the beds looking kind of empty, we had a whole bunch of okra. I mean, we had okra that was just been growing
You
for
can
months.
see some of the okra still there. We had okra. We had lots of okra.
We had a lot of eggplant too that we just finished harvesting.
Yeah, they harvest the eggplant. But right now we are planting some lettuce. So we have some that we are planting right now.
That's our trees.
Do students get involved in the gardening?
Absolutely. We bring the lifestyle guests down here, and they get their hands dirty. That's part of the program. That they come down, they ask questions about gardening and how to start a garden, and we teach them how they can go back and do this in their homes. And we give them gloves, and they actually get their hands dirty.
Good. Amen.
So, on the other side over here, we have some fruit trees. We have some peaches, some plums. We have apple trees.
Now we had a whole bunch of peaches a couple months ago. We were out here, all of us, a team, doing a work bee, where we just came and we picked all the peaches out. So now we have a whole bunch of frozen peaches in our freezers right now that we give to our guests whenever they come. We also made some peach sauce. Of course, we had fresh peaches as well. Did we can them? We only made some peach sauce as far as canning wise, but then the rest we froze it because what we like to do is we stew it. We do like a peach stew and serve that with waffles and so forth. That's what we like doing when we have our guests come over. But we just didn't do it this time as far as the canning goes. We have our blueberry bushes over here on the other side.
We have these blocked here because from now and again we get unwanted visitors that come in and help themselves to our
That's right.
produce. So,
Four-legged visitors.
yes. So on this side over here we have some blueberry trees.
There's about 100 of them, I believe. There are about 100 blueberry bushes around here. It goes all the way to the back and here to the left. Now we're going to head to our industrial building.
Within walking distance?
Yes, it's right over here.
So this is our industrial building. Here is where we keep our machinery for the grounds, our tractors, our lawnmowers and different equipment like that, our tools and different things you'll see. As you can see, we have our tools and our skags and tractors and so forth. And these equipment, we use this to help take care of the place.
To maintain it.
Maintain the place, correct.
I'm going to go up the stairs and get a shot from up there.
Okay.
Brother, do you operate these tractors yourself?
The lawnmowers, yes. The Kubota, yes. The tractor, not yet.
Okay.
I'm still learning that. Right now we are at our training center. Once a month we do a supper club. We invite our neighbors, the people in the communities, to come here and get a free meal. While they sit and enjoy the meals, we give them a health lecture. We do cooking demonstration, natural remedies, hydrotherapy, and so forth. And we just like to educate the community how to live a healthy, prosperous life. We believe that according to the Bible, it says that we should all be in good health. God wants us all to be in good health. He doesn't want us to be sick at all. And so we try to educate the community on the 8 laws of health. Come inside and we're going to show you what inside looks like. So on the wall, as you can see, we have the 8 laws of health. And here's where the community will come in and get a free meal. We'll stand up here and we'll do health talks and health lectures and cooking demonstrations and different things like that. At our last supper club this month, our theme was on Thanksgiving. And we had the tables arranged in a circle. And we asked the community just to go around and to share their thoughts on what are they thankful for. And one gentleman, he said that one time when he came here, he was feeling down and depressed. And he was just having a bad day. And he came up to this poster we have here on the wall. And it says, unresolved problems can lead to anxiety, depression, sleeplessness, weaken the immune system. And as he was reading this, he read, trust in divine power can lead to inner peace and stability. And when he read that, it gave him such relief. He said this is exactly what he needed to hear for that day. And so these are just different things that we do here at our supper club. Everyone who comes here, we give them a binder, and inside the binder it has recipes that we do each and every month. So the food that they're eating, they would get the recipe for it so they can go home and they can try it themselves. And we ask them to bring back the binder every month, and if they come each month, the binder will be filled with different recipes throughout the year. Also on the other side, over here is where we will prepare some of the meals for the community. A lot of times, as we are educating the community on eating healthy, some of the ingredients that we use, they may not be able to acquire it at Walmart or Aldi's or different places like that. And so they would ask, where can we get these ingredients? And so we decided to open up a little country store, and we take some of these items here where they can come to our store and purchase it for themselves. So this is just a few items. It's not big. It's just a small.
So what we have here is we have food. Some of the ingredients that we might have in our recipes we have here. So this section is kind of the food section, and then if they want cookbooks, if they want DVDs, some herbal products, we have that in this section here. And also for anybody that wants to know things that are a little bit more spiritual, as we do try to incorporate God, we have a free section here where they're able to get some spiritual material. And as you can see, we need to start restocking our shelves. This is also where, when we have cooking classes, if the different lifestyle guests want to also purchase some of the ingredients, they're also welcome to come here and get some of the things here that they might not find in a local store, as well as other health items. So this is really open to anybody that would like to have anything, health food product and so forth, then they're welcome to get it from here.
Now we're going to take a walk to our storage facility. We call it the industrial building. So on this side, we have 7 churches. We have Ephesus, all the way down to Laodicea.
And these are all entrances into the...
And these are all storage rooms for the staff that works here. When you leave the big cities, you tend to leave with a lot of stuff. And when you come into the country, you may not have some place to put all that stuff you're left with. And so we end up have to put a lot of it in storage.
Yes, sir.
So each one of these is for a different staff member.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
So who may I ask has the last church?
Living Springs.
Actually, Living Springs has that one.
This is our well house. We get about 65 gallons a minute, and it also has a filter in it, so it filters out a lot of the minerals and stuff like that. So it's pretty good.
How long has Living Springs been in existence?
Living Springs started back in 1980. It was located upstate New York.
Okay.
And they operate there for almost 30 years, but unfortunately they were forced to close because of the high taxes and expenses that you get when you live in New York City. And so back in the mid-2000s, they moved down here to Alabama, Roanoke, Alabama. This property was up for sale, and all that was on this property was the shell of the house, which we'll see in a bit. And the founder, Bill Dahl, came and he had a dream, he had a vision, what this house should look like, and he designed this house according to what you see, what you'll be seeing shortly.
Okay. And so you've been here for about, at this place, location for about how long? 5 years, 6 years?
So Living Springs opened up July 4th, 2010.
Okay.
And so it's been operational for over 6 years now.
Okay.
My wife and I, we were asked last year if we can come and join a team and be a part of this ministry. And we so gladly accepted the challenge of being here.
Now, the saints will be very interested to know that the late Pastor Herb Pahoka was involved in some way with the establishment. Is that correct?
That's correct. He was the previous president, and unfortunately, last year he resigned because of an accident he was involved with, and they were looking for someone to come and replace him, and the Lord led them to us. Mm-hmm. And we accepted, and we are here today.
Praise the Lord.
I actually knew the pastor from when he was up in New York, because we're both from New York, and I lived in New York before coming down to the South, and I knew him before. So when I came down to see the property, and when they were asking us to come, I had already had a relationship with him, and I knew of him for many years before, and I had no idea that I was going to cross paths with him again down here. So I was very familiar, and it was very sad when he passed. It was very sad, but he's resting right now, and soon we'll see him again.
Amen.
First of all, I would just want to say welcome to each and every one of you. Welcome to Living Springs Retreat. I know some of you have traveled from far and from near, but regardless, I want you to consider this place your home for the next week. All of us are going to be one big happy family. And we're going to learn together, we're going to experience new things together this week, and we're just going to have a great and awesome time. What do you say? Amen. All right. So before we get started, I always like to invite the Lord's presence with us. He has brought us here safely, and I just want to give him thanks for what he has done and what he's going to continue to do for us this week. So let's, if you don't mind, bow our heads for prayer. Our Father which art in heaven, we come humbly before you just to say thank you for bringing each one of us here safely. Some of us have come from the east, from the west, from the north, from the south, but regardless, you have given us traveling mercies, and we all are here today. And we invite your presence at this time as we are about to start the program. We ask that you will be with us. We ask that you will answer any questions that we may have. We ask that you restore us back to optimal health. We know that true healing comes from you, and we just want to say thank you for the experiences that we will be having this week. And we just want to say thank you in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Now, some of you have come here for Barbara O'Neill. Twice a year, at least, we try to have her come to us and share her knowledge. We're privileged to have her here. She was back here back in June of this year, and now she's back here in November again. And we are happy to have Barbara. I believe each one of you already met her and already spoke to her. She's not here with us right now, but starting tomorrow, you're going to have more opportunities to interact with her, ask her any questions you want, and I encourage you, don't be shy. I know there's a camera right now, but don't be camera shy. Ask her as many questions as you want, and she will be more than delighted to respond to each one of your questions. And like I said, this is your home away from home, and we are here to serve you. So whatever you want, please ask us, and we'll try our best to make you feel comfortable while you're here. Isn't that good? Isn't that good, dear?
That's good.
That's good, right? You've met some of our staff already. We have Tina here, and you've met Barbara, you've met Cynthia, you have met my wife, and we have other staff members that you're going to be meeting throughout the week. Now, you asked us what role we play here. Well, that's kind of a hard question to answer, because all of us, we wear many hats. You may see me talking to you up front, you may see me in the gardening, you may see me cleaning, you may see me giving treatments, going to the airport to pick you guys up. You know, I'm a taxi man. All of us, we play different roles here. And so you can feel free to ask us any questions, and if we don't know, we're going to make sure that we find the answer for you and get back to you as soon as possible with the answer. So feel free. And we're also happy to have Living Manna Ministries here with us. They're going to be recording Living Springs Retreat. They're going to be trying to promote our ministry. on using the Apocalypse channel. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Apocalypse channel. That's another ministry that comes on every weekend. They show Barbara O'Neill on Saturday mornings and other things that they promote on their ministry. And so they'll be airing us this week, or filming us this week, I should say, and then going back and promoting Living Springs, letting the whole world know that we exist. Some of you have asked me the question, how long you guys have been here? And some of you have asked, no, the only way I've heard about you guys is because of Barbara O'Neill, but you never heard of Living Springs before. Well, hopefully after this week, and with the blessings of Elvin Bridges and his wife, Marcia, that many people will hear more about Living Springs and will come and experience all the good things that you'll be experiencing this week. So without any further ado, I'm going to invite my wife to come up here, and she's now going to tell you what you're going to be expecting this entire week. All the goodies, all the exciting things that you're going to experience, and also we want to hear back from you. So if there's something you think that we can improve upon, or something that you think that we can do better next time, please don't be shy. You won't be hurting any of our feelings. We're here to help everybody that comes here. So please give us your feedback, give us your input, and let us know how you feel. And without any further interruptions, I present to you my beautiful, lovely wife, Vanessa.
Thank you, husband. Well, once again, on behalf of Living Springs Retreat, we'd like to welcome you. I was kind of your first contact, emailing or on the phone and so forth, and I'm happy to finally put faces, and I'm pretty sure you're happy to also put faces as well. So first off, I would like for you to open up your folder, if you all brought your folder with you. And I believe each of you should have an actual schedule, not your individual schedules, but the main schedule. I just want to review it for a moment. Lemon water, I had mentioned already about the lemon water. Now you will see a sheet in your folder that speaks about all the benefits of lemon water, and I'm sure some of you understand now. Lemon water is very good helps the liver with detoxing. It will help the liver get rid of toxins. And as you're here for many different reasons. But part of what you're going to be experiencing while you're here is you're going to be going through a detox. And lemon water very much is going to help. That's something you can do even on a regular basis just to help your liver flush out toxins. So lemon water will be served every morning. Now, another thing, some of you may not be used to drinking just plain water. Plain water, as you will be learning throughout the week, and as you will be learning in lectures, and as if you read some of the material, you'll see lemon water is very beneficial. Now, especially when you're doing a detox program, because you are now going to start releasing toxins, and you want to make sure your body flushes those toxins out. So you want to drink plenty of water so it can come out either through your sweat or through your urine. You want to make sure you hydrate yourself. Now, I know that the next 2 days you're going to have juicing. You're going to be drinking a lot of liquids, so you're going to be like, how am I going to get all this down? Try as much as possible to get water down, especially when you're having hydrotherapy treatments, because you're going to be sweating. You want to make sure you drink water before your meals, about a couple hours before your meals, so that when you will be having meals, so that way you don't feel thirsty or you don't feel like you have a need to drink anything. Now, which brings me to number C. Using sea salt, or what we have here is Celtic sea salt. Now, Celtic sea salt is something that you've probably heard Barbara mention. If you haven't, it's one of the best salts out there because it actually has a lot of the minerals that our body need and our body is made up of. The table salt is salt that you've had basically all the minerals extracted from it, and then sodium chloride has been put back into it in concentration. So that's why table salt is very bad for hypertensive people. It'll make food really, really salty if you add too much to it. Celtic sea salt, on the other hand, has lots of minerals. The concentration of sodium is not as high. So it is something that you can actually use throughout the day. You'll notice that on the table we put salt. Okay, we have Celtic sea salt that you can throughout the day, you can grab some of it and put some in your hand, lick it. Make sure you dissolve it really well in your mouth and then drink water afterwards. And that's going to help you throughout the day to absorb electrolytes, absorb some of the different minerals. It's going to help you stay hydrated. So make sure you do that. And then D, you're going to be hot, you're going to be thinking, I have all these things to drink, let me get it out of the way, let me gulp it down. Please don't gulp it down, because just as fast as you put it in, just as fast it's going to want to come out. So sipping is better, and I don't mean just like a little bird, but I mean like just sip and then wait a little while and then drink some more. So sipping is better than gulping. You will be having different teas served throughout the week depending on what was recommended for you, depending on what you're here for. Just want to let you be aware of that as well, that you will have different herbal teas. And I had already mentioned the oil pulling that's going to take place every morning. Okay, before I move on to accommodations, does anybody have any questions? Crack your windows open a little bit. I know it's getting a little bit chilly, but just crack your windows just a little bit to make sure you have good ventilation in your room. That's going to help also with your sleep. If you have any sleeping problems, it might be because you have a lot of stagnant air in your room. So you want to make sure you have fresh air, especially when you're eliminating toxins. You want fresh air coming in and out. So throughout the day, the entire day and the night, make sure your windows are slightly cracked. And then you also have that sunshine coming in to disinfect the room. Now, I want to also ask another thing of you, if you could please help housekeeping out. While you're here, you do not have to make your bed, okay? What you do is just grab your bedding from the top, and then you just roll it down all the way to the feet, your sheet and your blanket, and just let that open so it can be aired out. And that fresh air is going to come in and help disinfect it, and the sunshine is going to come in. And also lavender is going to be sprayed on your bed to help continue to disinfect as well. So if you could please just in the morning before you leave your room, just roll down your bedding. I want to mention also your meals. All your meals are provided for. That is part of the program. Please do not call takeout. Please do not call anybody. Not that they will find us anyways, but I also ask that if at all possible, do not eat in your rooms unless there is some specific reason that you're not feeling well or something and we've given you food to eat in your room and so forth. But for the most part, we ask that you please, your rooms, as I think all of you really like your rooms. They're very nice rooms. We want to make sure that they are kept nice and clean and tidy. So we ask that you please do not eat in your rooms. Okay, I want to mention also that the entire property of Living Springs Retreat is drug-free, alcohol-free, smoke-free, weapon-free. We ask that you, I don't think that's a problem, but I still want to put it out there. So I ask that you please respect that. Bedtime will be at 9 p.m. That does not mean that if all the activities are done by 8 or 8:30 and you want to go to bed, you can't. Yes, you can. I'm just saying that if you're wide awake and so forth, just bear in mind that 9 o'clock is bedtime, where we shut everything down. If you want to continue talking to each other, you may do so upstairs in your rooms, but down here in the main areas, lights will be out, 9 p.m., staff is off. So just want you to be aware of that. Okay, also now, those of you that still need to, actually before I go there, does anybody have any questions? No, okay. For those of you that still have, now we can do the completion of your registration. For those of you that need to finish your payments, we're going to do the collection of the payments downstairs where the consultation room was, or is. And also in your folder, there should have been, in the front, you should see 3 sheets that you needed to review and sign and date for me. So if you could please give that to me as well, that would be great. So that would be, oh yes, I want to mention, I had mentioned already that all of these are going to be in the demonstration kitchen, all of these boards with schedules. But there's another thing as well that's going to be there, and that is if you want to find each other and you want to know where you are, this is where you can refer to. So if, okay, I want to find where such and such is, where can I go? This will tell you what room the person is in case you want to find each other. Just an FYI, and this board is also going to be in the demonstration kitchen. Okay, so if nobody has any further questions, then I will meet you downstairs in the consultation room for those of you that need to and also if I need to give you receipts, I will also be giving you the receipts down there for those of you that already have paid. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you all. I just have 2 more things I need to mention for safety reasons. In case there is an emergency and we need to evacuate this place, if you're down here, there is an exit door. There's curtains right there now, but there's an exit door right there. You can exit through those doors or through the front door. If you are upstairs, you'll come down the stairs and exit through that door as well. And for those of you who are in the apartment, you have 2 exit doors in your apartment. If you're in the bathroom, there's an exit door right there, and then to the kitchen there's an exit door as well. Also, from time to time we may lose power. We pray that it doesn't happen this week, but if it does, we have in each room flashlights. So in each drawer there should be 2 flashlights, so that in case in the middle of the night you need to get up and go somewhere, we have provided some flashlights for you. Lastly, some of you have asked me, so what else do we do here at Living Springs besides the health retreat? Well, we have other aspects of Living Springs that we do as well, and sometime this week I'll be giving a presentation illustrating and showing you everything that we do here. So I just want you to stay tuned. I will be answering your questions. We don't only focus on the health aspect or just lifestyle guests coming here, but we also do outreach, and we just want to share with you everything that we do here this week. And so if no one else have any further questions, you are dismissed at this time. We thank you for coming and being here, and I wish you all a very good night. I know some of you are on California time and you're thinking, wow, it's 5 o'clock and you want me to go to bed now. Wow. Well, sorry for that, but you will adjust soon. So have a good night, and we'll see you all in the morning. Thank you.
My name is Cynthia Bonas. I have been working here at Living Springs since 2011, and it is a joy to be here. I wear many hats. So I am in the kitchen at one time. I actually do the lectures. I work in whichever area I'm needed. And it is such a privilege to be able to work here at Living Springs and to be able to work in cooperation with the work that God has called us to do, which is medical missionary work. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tina Constante, and I've actually been in this work now for about 12 years, but I've been with Living Springs Retreat now since April of 2016. The main function that I serve here at Living Springs Retreat is supper club coordinator and hydrotherapy. However, as you'll hear throughout from many of our staff members, we wear many hats. So I'm also involved in housekeeping and laundry and kitchen work and groundwork. So basically whatever they ask us to do, we do. It's a great work. I love what I do, and it's truly a blessing to work for Living Springs Retreat.
My name is Todd Brown. My little badge here. I've had the privilege of being here from its inception in Alabama. It was actually our family that had located this property and was able to share it with Living Springs. So we've been able to see the development from the time when there was nothing here to what you see now. We do whatever we can help do. We have the privilege of just living right through the woods, and so we can hike right through here, help out when there's sessions, or if we need to cut the grass or whatever. I do the finances here for Living Springs, and I'm supposed to be the project manager or something like that. So anyway, it gives me lots of opportunity to help out, and my wife, my children, we enjoy it. Like I said, this 99 is when we got the property, and Living Springs came around 2005 or 6, so we've got to work here with them for about the last 10 years. And I don't know, it's been a real blessing, seeing a lot of people's lives touched, and it's been a good experience for our lives.
My name is Naomi Paralia, and I have been working here at Living Springs off and on for the last 6 years, and I help out in the kitchen. I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy showing people how to make good recipes, and I enjoy working here at Living Springs when they have sessions.
Hello, my name is Paul Cannon. My wife and I work here at Living Springs Health Retreat, and we really enjoy working here. We help in the garden. We also do a little bit of marketing and public relations, and we help out with some of the community service programs such as the Supper Club and some other involvement in the community. We like to get out and visit people and just help when people need a little help. So we're not afraid to knock on doors and ask people what they need for a little bit of help in the area. Sometimes we end up mowing a yard, or helping to pick some things out of people's gardens. When they hear that we're gardeners, we end up talking about gardening sometimes, but we also like to share our faith that Jesus has helped us so much. And so we're just thankful to work here at Living Springs. Just praise the Lord for helping all these people that I visit and get to know here, and seeing the improvement in their lives as a result of coming here. So there's a lot to be thankful for.
Hi, my name is Rachel Hamden, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am not a regular staff here at Living Springs. I come periodically whenever they have a program, just to help out where I'm needed. Predominantly, I have been part of the massage team previously. This time, I've also done some massages, but I was needed mostly in the kitchen this time, so I'm kind of a filler. So wherever they need me, that's where I'm willing to work. So I thank God for the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of His service.
Hi, my name is Catherine Gutierrez. I've been working here since 2013. And I basically just help out wherever is needed. It might be clerical duties, it might be in the kitchen, or hydro. Wherever is needed, I might be able to help out.
Encyclopedia of Healing Juices.
You all are welcome to some of the salt also if you, throughout the day, we usually keep it on this counter with a little spoon, and you just need
a little bit.
The tiniest little.
I take it all the time. Thank you.
It's over here. We just moved it for a moment. You all are welcome to the salt right there as we brought it in. All right, so we have our juicing class today, and you all are probably salivating over all that you're seeing. We know that we're giving you the nutrition that you need, but we got to show you how to get that nutrition. So while you're fasting, we're going to show you how to juice. How many of you are familiar with juicing and juice pretty regularly? Any of you? Okay. So this is an omega juicer. There are so many different varieties. You must not be afraid of these. These are very simple. They're easy to clean. You just, there's usually like instructions: open, close, twist, on, off. Very simple. Get you a good toothbrush. Keep it at home. Keep it clean that way, And so this is the omega. Today you're going to be getting apples, cucumbers, and kale. So now, this is a tip we've shown you here. You see this yellowing, or this little bit of a browning, oxidizing. One way, if you have to cut up your fruits and vegetables ahead of time, and you don't want this to happen, because this means we're losing our nutrition, give them a little sprinkle of lemon juice. It will keep them from oxidizing. So they're not gone bad by any means. They're just starting to turn. But obviously you want to keep that stuff closed and tight until you're ready to throw it in the juicer. So try to make, time. All right, so.
What if you submerge them in water?
That helps. A little bit of lemon water would be great, though. Give them just a little spritz, maybe, of lemon juice and water would be great too. So that works real. Apples are just very sensitive to that. Most other things don't do it quite so quickly. So we have a wonderful book here. Miss Cynthia loves this book. It is the Encyclopedia of Healing Juices. And so this is very practical. This is going to give you the inside scoop on all the things that you're going to be juicing, so that you're not just going, okay, well, I'm getting some juice. What's it good for? When you do something and you know the root cause of why you're doing it, it means so much more. So it's like, okay, I'm drinking my juice. I want to know that when it's going into my body, it's doing a specific task. So today's apples. Obviously, we all know they have a wonderfully sweet flavor. Your Granny Smiths have a bit of a tart So they're a little low, on the lower glycemic index. They're not quite so sweet. So someone who might be struggling with diabetes or cancer, this is going to be your better option. So the nutritional data, I'm just going to bore you with a few facts here, but I would like for you to know these things. 1 cup of apple juice contains 15 milligrams of calcium, 22 milligrams of phosphorus, 1.5 milligrams of iron, 2 milligrams of sodium, 250 milligrams of potassium, trace amounts of some B complex vitamins, and 2 milligrams of vitamin C. An additional analysis commissioned by the Vitamix Corporation of Cleveland, Ohio, shows the vitamin A content is 20 IU per 100 grams of apple juice, and the presence of chromium was detected in 0.2 ppm or parts per million. Blah, blah, blah. An apple a day keeps doctor away. Let's get this stuff in us, So anyway, let's go ahead and juice a little bit of the apples. We'll move on and talk about some of the other things as we do it.
Can you juice with the seeds?
With the seeds, juicing is fine. You do not want to blend an apple seed. Many of you might have heard that. There is apparently, because of this tainted world we live in, arsenic. And the apple seeds, for some reason, hold that. So you don't want to blend it and eat it. A lot of people actually, there's a new thing, they're chewing on the apple seeds. Oh, it's good for you. It tastes like an almond. It's not. You want to try to avoid that. So juicing is fine. It doesn't matter. The stems and all is filtered. Nothing's getting ground or whatever. It's just getting chewed and juiced. So there's no reason to worry about that. So again, you want to just cut these in a good sized spot size to fit down in your hole, and keep you a good knife and cutting board around in case you hit it's too big to squeeze down in there. And this is very loud. One way to silence this is a trick my husband and I really like. Just get you a good thick kitchen towel or even a bath towel and put it under your appliance. I have very sensitive hearing, so I don't like to hear all that noise. My bad. I don't like to hear all that noise, so I just like to kind of quieten it down a little bit. So this is kind of just the common sense part. We just stick it in and start pressing it out.
Does it matter on the order?
Well, things that have a lot of strings or pulp are going to be best to save for last. So things that have tons of juice in them and very little pulp, those are the ones you want to try to do first, such as celery. Celery has strings. You're going to end up probably having to clean your machine after you put celery in it. So you don't want to put that first, obviously. Now the Omega juicer, you can just juice straight through. You usually don't have to stop and clean this one. It's very efficient at getting out what it needs to and putting the juice where it needs to go. Some of them, however, will clog, and you're going to have to take them apart. Now, have any of you ever used a Vitamix for juicing? Have you ever done that? Yeah. You can take, I do this a lot. I'll take my Vitamix and just throw the entire food in there, minus the apple core. And most of the time, you can blend it up however you like and strain it, and you're getting the juice from it. You're blending a little bit of the fiber up in there, but in a hurry, in a pinch, it's good. In this situation that you guys are in today, you need nothing but the pure blood of the plant. So that's why we're doing it this way. But don't be afraid of that. If you've got a good high-powered blender at home, throw it in there with some water. Blend it up, strain it. Get a cheesecloth. Get a good, they call it voile. It's almost like the backing behind a sheet or a curtain. And you just get a little square cloth and put that stuff in there and give it a twist, and it's going to keep all the pulp in there and give you nothing but pure juice. It's great. So again, I'm not going to juice every single apple right this second. I just wanted you to get the picture. This thing is lovely because see how we have the foam up top? So that's going to keep that foam up there, because who wants foam and froth and things like that when you're trying to just juice? It's not very appetizing. Well, some people do. But yeah, my husband and I differ in that. He's just like, I don't care, don't strain it, give it to me whole. I like it when it's just no digestion required, no chewing required. Now, what is that old saying about chew your liquids, drink your solids? What does that mean? If we down this right now and just chug, 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 it could give you a stomach ache, honestly. Your mouth is what was created to digest sugars. So when you're having a juice, instead of chugging them, try to be mindful to just give it a swish. You don't have to chew, but do give it a little swish in your mouth for a couple seconds and then let it down. Because if you really want to give the body the ultimate power to do what it needs to do, you want to help it out. So let it make a pit stop in your mouth, leave it in there for a second, and enjoy it. And then when you send it down to the stomach, you're not shooting your blood sugar up through the roof. I once gave a lady a smoothie. It was a green smoothie. I did not make it super sweet. I just put a little, maybe a half a banana in there and a bunch of greens and some flax, and we just blended it all up. Well, she chugged it and she was like, oh, that was delicious. I didn't know she chugged it. I walked back in the next morning after visiting with her, and she said, yeah, that smoothie was not so nice coming back up. And I said, what happened? She says, well, it tasted fine. Was it something wrong with it? And I said, no, there was nothing wrong with it. I said, did you chug it? Yeah. And it was cold. You don't want to drink cold liquids and chug them. It's really not the best ideal situation. So again, these are just simple things that kind of our culture learns. Oh, you got a soda pop. It's down. You don't do that with these. This is nutrition. We want to really savor it. So, okay, we've got our apple juice. Let's give this a quick rinse. Would you mind looking up open up the next page to the flap, please? And see which is our next fruit or vegetable. I've got one written or tagged. Would be the next one in the little white. See the white, is it cucumbers? See the white one?
Where are you?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about cucumbers. All right. Do we have anybody who does not like cucumbers? No? Good. All right, so cucumber juice. Obviously, it is full of juice, full of liquid. This is technically a fruit. This is not a vegetable. Anything that has the seeds in it and comes from a flower is a fruit. So, but it's obviously not super sweet. It has a little bitterness because you're peeling, so it's great. Full of chlorophyll because it's got all that green in there. So, cucumber juice. Here comes the boring stuff. Bear with me. 1 cup of raw, unprepared sliced cucumbers yields the following amount of nutrients: 26 milligrams of calcium. And as you hear Barbara talk about, the calcium, magnesium helps contract and relax, and it helps the body do what it's got to do. 28 milligrams of phosphorus, 1.2 milligram of iron, 6 milligrams of sodium, 168 milligrams of potassium, 260 IU of vitamin A, trace amounts of some B complex vitamins such as thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin. By the way, if you give the body the building blocks to make B12, B6, it will. How do you think chickens have B vitamins? We don't have to eat the chicken to get the B vitamins. We can make our own B vitamins if we give it the right nutrients. That's the same way the chickens do it. They eat the grass, they eat the corn, the whatever, and their bodies make it. So, okay, 12 milligrams of vitamin C and 13 milligrams of magnesium. It also has traces of boron and chlorine in it, certain trace minerals that we would need. So, the cucumber is, again, very lovely because it's full of juice. A lot of people do these fasts where they're just doing cucumber juice because it's so full of minerals. So this produces a lot of juice. When you've made a juice that tastes too sweet, some people, especially with diabetes or something, they're not going to need pure carrot, pure beet, pure apple. It's just going to be too sweet. It's going to shoot the sugars up. It's going to be counterproductive to defeating the disease. So a cucumber, says Cynthia, can really tone it down and make it to where it's not super sweet. You add something like a celery or a cucumber, you're going to tone down that sweetness. So again, it's about balance. If you just shoot straight kale juice, for example, it is going to be a little bitter. I mean, greens are bitter, but that's when it's just about playing around. So don't be afraid to really, try things out and just be your own little chef. Play with it.
Are you washing your fruits and vegetables with just water or with lemon water?
You can't, if they're not highly sprayed, then don't worry about that. Vinegar makes a really good, it will eat away those, because obviously we know vinegar is very high in acid. You can buy fruit and vegetable spray. Don't waste your money. Just get a big old jug of vinegar and pour in there with some water. Get it some good cold water. Don't put your vegetables and stuff in hot water, obviously. And just give it a good scrub. Now, as you know, most of the time cucumbers come waxed. So you might have to give it a little warm water or a good scrubbing. But again, the acid on the vinegar is going to eat through that. So that's a wonderful thing to do. You can make your own little spray bottle. Just keep it around. Any of you ever hear about the alkaline water alkaline machines. They do this. It's kind of a new craze. The acid water that's put out on the other end, because it filters it and separates it, they're using that for fruit wash and vegetable wash, because it's acidic.
Right.
It's great. So it eats away any germs. It kills germs. It's great. Anything that'll kill that'll kill mold and fungus, as Barbara said, is good enough for my vegetables. It'll kill, it'll get rid of the dirt. So, okay.
Does that juice wheatgrass also? Will it juice?
I think this one will. The omega juicers will do the wheatgrass, I believe so. There are certain juicers that will do the grasses more and that are really built more for greens. You can go to Walmart and buy the simplest little juicer and do apples and oranges or whatever, sometimes a citrus attachment or whatever. But you really, in order to get your green juices, you really need to invest in something. Don't be afraid to look online. These are great used. There's no reason you can't go buy a used juicer. I bought a $75 Champion juicer on Craigslist. I drove to the lady's house in the daylight. I took a friend and I met with her, and she was having a little yard sale in her basement, and she had a family, and I bought it for $75. This is a $300 machine. I was, and I've used it, and I've used it, and I've used it. She said, well, the blades might have to be replaced, and I have not had to replace them since. So I'm thrilled with that. If you wouldn't mind, would you pour that off, and we will go ahead and talk about another.
Can I just ask you, with
Please.
the acid on the cucumbers? Yeah, how much do you use? Like, is it straight vinegar, or you're mixing?
You don't have to do that. No, as far as a ratio, probably half and half.
Yeah.
If you get a good washcloth and just pour straight vinegar on it, you could give it just a good scrubbing and use straight vinegar on it. It's not going to eat through your vegetables, obviously. But if you wanted to soak them and leave them alone, grapes are disgusting, even when they're organic. They're very dirty. They have a large surface area. They just hold a lot of dirt, even when you buy the organic ones. So try it at home the next time you buy a bundle of grapes, even if they're organic. Put them in a big bowl, maybe do half water, half vinegar, maybe a little less vinegar. You don't have to use that much. And you'll see, it's kind of dirty, yeah. And they've got nooks and crannies in there, so you're going to see a lot of kind of grime or bits coming out of it. So we're going to move on to our greens. And as you see, I've got a lot more work cut out for me after we conclude our class. But again, we can talk about this for a minute. Anybody know what we can do with all this?
Well, you put it in salad sometimes.
You can. Compost, salad. Those are wonderful things to do. You could bake them. That's one of my favorite things to do. It does make lovely compost because it's like this. The thing about this is there's not a lot of nutrition left. Just as our life is in our blood, the life of the plant is in its juice. So when you take all that out, that's it. It's wonderful for fiber. We had a guest last 2 weeks ago, I think, a week or two ago, had a guest, and she was making crackers out of hers. She just mixed a little bit of spelt flour and things like that, and some fresh onions that hadn't been juiced, and some fresh garlic. Put some things back in there. I think she mixed some sunflower seeds or something, and just made a lovely little cracker and baked it. And it was very crisp. It made a wonderful crouton on the salads. So they're great. Yeah, don't waste it if you don't have to waste it. But if you're
dehydrated first, or just
no, this wasn't a dehydrated cracker. This was a baked cracker. You can make dehydrated. Why not? But blend up your chia seeds, blend up your sesame seeds, your sunflower seeds, and make a paste, a gummy paste. Put that stuff in there, dehydrated. It's lovely. Add you some Celtic salt in there. Don't let anything go to waste if you can help it.
I thought the majority of vitamins were in the skins, and so if the skins are in there, you'd think there would still be some.
There's some, yes, absolutely. You can't say that. Oh, there's no nutrition. But it's low, and you can still squeeze that. If you got a paper towel or something and squeeze that, you're going to get more out of that. Of course, the majority of it is gone. So again, don't waste it. And that's why they say the Vitamix is great, because you can blend the whole thing and you're really extracting everything. You're adding water to it and diluting it, but you're really, don't be afraid of that. It's just extra liquid. There's no big deal, So we were talking about that. Oh yeah, and the compost. If you're putting it back in the compost, you're feeding your own plants. So it's, again, never going to waste. What did Barbara say? Nothing dies, nothing decomposes, nothing is destroyed, nothing is created, basically. So feed your soil. All right, so let's see how this thing handles the greens. Your kale stems, a lot of times people do not appreciate this chewy stem in their salad. They're like, it's chewy, So a lot of times you're going to see people grab the stem and they're going to snatch all those leaves off. And that's great, that's fine for a salad, chop it all up. Save those stems, throw them in a cooking pot when you're making soup, throw them in something like that. And again, we talked about the nutrition being extracted and gone out of those things. Have you guys enjoyed the broth?
Yes.
Okay, lovely, right?
Yes.
You know how we make that? We put a ton of vegetables in a pot and we boil it for, we simmer it for about 2 hours. And it extracts and leaches out all of the nutrition. There's literally, if we pick that onion back up, you're not going to find very much in it. This, you're going to still find it. It's raw. That's been cooked to death. The nutrition is in your water. We are feeding you pure electrolytes, pure minerals. So when you get done with that pot, if you want to make, this is kind of along the lines of juicing, because this is liquid diet. So we'll talk about the broth for a second. When you're left with that liquid and you put it in the fridge for a couple days and you can eat on it in the evenings. That is a wonderful substitute for dinner. I think that we should all implement that and do that pretty frequently instead of having a big meal. The things that are left in your pot, again, the lady was taking these things and making crackers out of them. Why not? It's put fiber in there. It's substance. But for real, when you get done with that stuff, it's dead.
When you're making broth, are you using stainless steel pots?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, iron is good, but stainless steel pots are the best for a long time boiling. We pretty much only use cast iron or stainless steel is what we cook in. So, all right, let's try this baby out here and see what we can get out of it. Again, you're going to have tons of juice in the stems. This is not going to produce that much juice. But, and actually she's took most of our stems out of here, which is fine, but it's not going to produce a lot. Okay. We're having a malfunction here. Maybe it's not closed. Yeah, you can just hold it. Thank you. So now, as you can see, this is a labor of love. Okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah, time, no, it's worth it. Don't give up. See, it's all stuck in there. And at these points, sometimes you have to say, okay, it might be time for me to take this apart and get give it a good rinse. And yeah, so we probably need to give it a good rinse. But anyway, let's talk a little bit more. There we go, got some more dripping out of there. And just pure green, it's lovely. And you can even smell, it smells bitter, it just smells alive. It's wonderful though, give it a good whiff. It's lovely. My kids have become so accustomed to just eating raw things, it's very bitter, but I've watched since we started growing things, they are not afraid to bend down and just pick up a leaf, snap it off, and eat it raw. With nothing. My older son, Elijah, he's 7, we're in the garden and he discovered he likes rosemary. So he will go to the rosemary bush and snap it off and chew it. And if you've ever chewed rosemary raw, it's a little spicy, like kind of, like a woo. But anyway, it's lovely. All right, so let's zoom through for just a minute and talk about some more of the nutritional value in some of these things that we're going to be juicing. We talked about cucumbers. We talked about apples. Beets. Do any of you like beets?
Yes.
It's a love-hate relationship, isn't it? You either love them or you absolutely despise them. Not once in my life, in 33 years, have I ever heard anybody say, oh yeah, they're okay. Not one time. It's either bleh or oh, I love them. So one way beets are wonderful is by juicing them. They are called sugar beets in a lot of places. They're full of sugar. They're a root vegetable. The greens that grow from them are lovely. Just lovely. Raw, cooked, they're wonderful. Give them a try. Do you know why they're red? Full of iron. Pure iron. Anybody who's iron deficient or is tired, they might be fatigued. The iron levels in beets are wonderful. Matter of fact, they're taking beets now and using them as a healthy alternative to food coloring. Because it's so potent. If you've ever known, it'll stain your clothes, it doesn't matter. So, okay, let's talk a quick bit about nutrition. 2 whole beets contain the following nutrients: 14 milligrams of calcium, 23 milligrams of phosphorus, 0.5 milligrams of iron, 43 milligrams of sodium, 208 milligrams of potassium, 20 IU of vitamin A, small amounts of some B complex vitamins, and 6 milligrams of vitamin C. The coloring principle present in beet juice are known as betaines. Anyway, it's amino acids filled with ammonia. So the beauty of these are they're root vegetables, and they're they're really, really good at absorbing things in the soil. Beets are something you're going to want to have organic. I wouldn't risk having beets that are non-organic, because they really are absorbing what's in the ground. Things like beets and potatoes and things like that. So they think, oh, well, it's underground, it's fine, isn't it? Not really. You're going to want to try to do organic on those. Those are easy to grow. They're lovely. They'll stay in the ground. They're not finicky, you know.
So why aren't all potatoes organic then? It's easy to grow.
Well, I mean, back in the day, that's all there was, and then people started figuring out, well, we can spray and we can do this. It just one wrong choice after another. Before you know it, now we have to do that. Beauty of organic potatoes, most of the time at Walmart, you're looking at a little over $1 a pound. They're not that expensive. Go to some health food stores. I bought at Whole Foods yesterday 5 pounds of potatoes for $5. It was 99 cents a pound. So they're not that expensive. It's not that hard to do. All right, so the carrot. Now, I have a personal testimony for carrot. I have a 4-year-old. You guys met him this morning. When after I gave birth to him, went through a very traumatic time in my life. It was very sad times, very stressing. I was unable to produce enough milk for my child. And I've always said, oh, that's a bunch of hogwash. Every mother can produce enough milk for their child. And then yeah.
Life happened.
Right, life happened. And of course, I wasn't doing my body correctly. I had just been pregnant, and it was just real tough, and I wasn't taking good care of my body because I didn't have a lot of help, and whatever. Doesn't matter, here nor there. So I get to the point where I realize I'm going to have to give him formula. I don't want to give him formula. And it was so emotional. I knew about the things of soy. I knew about the things of this milk. It's just so many, oh, well, there's organic formula. It doesn't matter. They're putting organic chemicals in there, you know. It's organic, but you just had to dress it up with a bunch of chemicals. It's organic chemicals. And so I was very full of tears. I was so sad. Well, I watched a video of Charlotte Gerson, and you may hear Barbara refer to Dr. Gerson. Her and her family have been curing cancer for 70 years without conventional medicine, using lifestyle changes and juicing. Carrot juice is one of their primary. Carrot and green juices are one of their primary things. They give juice on the hour every hour when they're fasting a patient. So anyway, we watched this video, and it's on YouTube. You can go watch it. It's about 49 or 50 minutes long. It's like the Gerson Cancer Therapy. Charlotte Gerson is her name. She's very old.
Her dad had a problem.
Yes, Dr. Gerson.
G-E-R-S-O-N.
G-E-R-S-O-N. And it's a lovely documentary, real quick. She's just sitting there talking. She's very down to earth and very smart. Charlotte Gerson Cancer Therapy.
Oh, cancer.
And they have a treatment center over in some other state. But anyway,
Tijuana, actually.
Pardon?
Tijuana, Mexico.
Yeah, out of the states too. I think she's in the U.S. and they have other ones. Yeah, so it's wonderful. It's very exciting, and I think they're even a Christian facility. I think they believe in the power of God and all that. So it's wonderful. But anyway, the carrot juice. She says, she goes on about halfway through this, and I'm just enthralled. You know, I'm watching this video, and she's talking, and I'm just absorbing it all. This is in the early days of my nutritional conversion, and I'm just enthralled at what she's saying. And she says a baby after the age of 3 to 4 weeks can thrive, not only survive but thrive on nothing but pure organic carrot juice.
Wow.
My jaw dropped. And so 3 or 4 weeks old, and I was like, what? You're kidding me. And so my son was about 4 months old, and thank you. And the pediatrician had scolded me, you know, get this baby on formula, he's not getting enough weight. And they'll tell you that a lot of times when it's not even true, but this time he needed some more nutrition. And so I began doing the carrot juice. I bought the juicer for $75. The Lord provided that. It was wonderful. And I went to Whole Foods and I bought a 25-pound bag of carrots for like, I don't don't know, $19 or something. You know, they're like 65 cents a pound. Insanely cheap, and they were organic. And so I learned, and I would juice about 3 or 4 carrots, and I'd fix that baby's bottle. I didn't really even add much water to it. I think I'd put a little splash of water in there, make sure filtered water, and down the hatch it went. He turned orange one time. He did.
Take him to the doctor?
No. No, I mean, it's just a little bit of the, the beta carotene in there that makes it orange. He just had too much, and that's all. And I did start supplementing with some grains and things like that, when he was a little older. But that's what that baby had. And he is a genius these days. He's very smart, very quick. He remembers things. And throughout, until he was about 12 months, that's what we did. So carrots, real quick, we'll talk about this, how long they are. It's saying full of phosphorus, calcium, 27 milligrams calcium, 26 milligrams phosphorus, iron, 34 milligrams of sodium, 246 milligrams of potassium, which helps the muscles relax, 7,930 IUs of vitamin A. These are wonderful for your eyes.
So when you said you did that for 12 months, it was only juice for 12 months?
No, remember I said I supplemented some grains. We started doing the little cereals and the little apple juice, apple sauces and things like that. And I think later on I started adding some soy milk when he was later on. But I did it from about age 4 months to about 12 months. I did it exclusive. And I still supplemented with breast milk. Here's the beauty of it. When I was so shocked, she immediately, Ms. Gerson, immediately tells you breast milk is 1.8% protein. Carrot juice is 1.4.
Oh, so close.
And the nutritional content was so similar, so similar. So you see, God has, put these things in motion. Amazing. My husband, when he used to be a professional tutor, and he does still do some professional tutoring. We do a bunch of other things now, but when he would spend hours in front of the computer, and there was no choice, it would just burn his eyes out. I mean, radiation, his poor eyes would just have wrinkle after wrinkle, and he would just walk around like this, and I'd say, "Are you okay?" And he said, "My eyes are hurting. They just hurt." And he would sleep, and they would still hurt. Well, anyway, we would do carrot juice, and of course that always kind of remedied the problem. 2 weeks of having carrot juice every day, he no longer has to wear his reading glasses. I mean, he can lay them down, put them on the desk. He don't need them.
Is it 1 glass a day or throughout
That's what
the
he
day?
was doing. I can't prescribe anything by any means, but we would just do the juice, and he would include it in his daily regimen. Not necessarily as a meal replacement, but say in the morning he'd have a big glass of water, and then he'd say, "Okay, I'm gonna go have some carrot juice." He might even throw some greens in there, whatever. And there was no specific formula. It was just probably anywhere from 4 to 6 ounces, something like that. And you don't want to juice every day. It is full of sugar. This is not full of sugar necessarily, but you wouldn't want to have carrot juice or apple juice just every day. It would be too much. You do need the fiber, and you do need to chew your food more. So anyway, I think we've pretty much hit all the high points. Celery. Cynthia said to make sure we talk about celery. You can Google benefits of celery juice. Benefits of whatever. If you don't have this book, get online. Oh, there's so many wonderful resources about what we can do with these juices and what they'll fix. Sometimes you can put them topically. I was reading on the cucumber a minute ago. It said you could use the cucumber as nature's, what did it say, skin tonic or something, like a astringent almost. It'll clean and cleanse the pore. It's crazy. You can do these things. One of my favorite juice remedies. Have you ever experienced the burning and churning in your stomach, laying in the bed, begging God to give you some relief? You're like, "Oh, I ate too much," or "Oh, I mixed this," or "Oh, whatever." So many times I've had some times of burning before I knew the principles of right eating. I did find out about juicing a potato. You can throw a potato and juice it, just a little old regular red potato or white potato, and chug that juice, just a couple ounces, and it will extinguish those flames.
Wow.
Just like, and, praise the Lord for potato juice. But anyway, okay, so celery, we'll hit this real quick. Very stringy. Again, you're going to want to, clean your juicer pretty quickly. It's full of calcium, phosphorus, iron, sodium, potassium, vitamin A, trace amounts of B complex vitamins. Vitamin C and another nutritional analysis shows that celery has appreciable amounts of magnesium. So again, these are things that you need for your body to do what it's supposed to do. So we talked about cucumbers, we talked about, and let's talk about our greens real quick because we did juice some greens. 1 cup of cooked kale yields 206 milligrams of calcium, 64 milligrams phosphorus, 1.8 milligrams iron, 47 milligrams sodium, 243 potassium, 9,130 IUs of vitamin A. So that beat out the carrots. 1.8 milligrams niacin, 102 milligrams vitamin C, magnesium. It's got copper, manganese, zinc, and so you're juicing these things. You're going to get these things even better than cooking them. So I promise you, if you add in a juicing day in your regimen, you're going to be showing serious benefits inside and out. Your skin's going to look better. You're going to feel better. So I would encourage all of us to try to add in a juicing day once a week. Make it a goal and do a liquid day. Do a half day. End the day with juices. Start a big meal maybe. Just work with it and see what works for your body. So thank you for your attention. If you have any other questions, please let me know.
You've been juicing for 2 days, and so it's important. Your meal tomorrow is going to be a lot of raw. There's going to be a little bit cooked, but most of it's going to be raw. And then tomorrow lunch, you'll get more cooked food. But of course, we always encourage a lot of raw food as well. So I'm just curious to know what my audience is. Are you all vegetarians or? Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I'm a newbie.
You what?
I'm a newbie.
Okay. Well, good. Well, there's a lot to learn, and it's a step-by-step process. A lot of people, we just can't always make these changes overnight. Yes, we're going to do zucchini because you're going to have zucchini pasta tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So you've probably not had raw zucchini before, but that's what you're going to do.
So why do you say we should have raw food after this cleansing fast?
It just continues to help the detoxing process because juicing is very light and your system has been really cleaned out. And then if you just all of a sudden put a lot of heavy food on it, it's like, oh, what am I, you'll feel quite sluggish. You will know after juicing for 2 days, you will notice that you've lightened your system a bit. So we just want to reintroduce the cooked foods a little slower. So that's why we're going to give you more raw. So this is the spiralizer. And you can get these from different places. I'm sure if you go to Walmart, you can just type in spiralizer online or whatever you want to do. We're going to do zucchini this morning. You can do a lot of things with it. You can do beets, you can do potatoes, you can do just about anything.
Peel it?
I did peel it. You can do it with the skin as well. But I'm actually going to use a little bit of the zucchini in our next recipe. And our next recipe calls for it to be peeled. So I went ahead and peeled it. And sometimes, with so many things, if it's not organic, this one is organic, but if it's not organic, it's just as well to take off the skin. So I'm going to show you the different blades that it has. You'll see this comes off. And you can just put it right in like this, and then this slides right down there. And you put the zucchini, let me see, just stick it right on here like this. And you push this into it, and then you start turning it.
I forgot who we're talking to here.
I know. Rachel, actually, they need their 12 o'clock juices because they're starving. So. Okay, so this is the spaghetti, and this is what we're going to give you tomorrow. And you're going to have, you're not going to have a tomato sauce, but you're going to have other types of things to put on top of it. And so that is it.
And that center part, I just cut it up.
Yeah, you can just cut this up and put it in salad or whatever, because when it gets to the end, you can't do much more with it.
So are you going to have it all different?
No, we're just going to do the spaghetti, and then we'll just put a little bit of olive oil in it and some little bit of onion powder and seasoning, whatever. And the olive oil will soften it a little bit, and we'll cut it because actually it gets quite long. You can't see this, but some of it gets quite long, so we'll cut it. So it'll be nice to put on your plate and to try it with different things. So, But it's really nice, and if you do it with spaghetti sauce, it actually is pretty good too.
Yeah, why did you say it won't be with spaghetti sauce?
Well, that's just not on the menu. We're going to give you guacamole, we're going to give you tomatoes, we're going to give you salsa, and we're going to give you hummus.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so.
I love guacamole. I love anything with avocado.
So what we're going to do next is we are going to make the hummus. But how do you make hummus? Y'all know what usually goes in hummus? Chickpeas. We're going to do zucchini instead of chickpeas.
Oh, wow.
And you will see in your recipe there is also a recipe for using raw sweet potatoes.
Wow.
And we should at some point show you that one as well. But we're going to do the raw zucchini one. And
It is 24.
No.
what's that?
Was it
It's
24
on
you said?
right here.
Right there.
It's on page 21. Oops, I'm sorry, I got you.
Just nicely pass that to your wife, please.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so this is the easy raw hummus. And yes, usually hummus is made with garbanzos, and there's nothing wrong with garbanzo hummus. Tomorrow morning we'll serve you both. We're going to serve you the garbanzo hummus, and we're going to serve you the zucchini hummus, so you can taste the difference. But sometimes if you don't have your garbanzos all cooked up, they do take a little while for preparation. And if you want something more raw, this is a hummus that is raw.
Right.
And then you can cook them for a few hours, I would think. Sometimes I cook them in the pressure cooker, because the pressure cooker is much quicker, or I'll just put them in the crock pot overnight. And so overnight on low in the crock pot is good. I don't usually cook them just for that length of time. I just soak them during the day, put them in the crock pot, and in the morning I've got my cooked garbanzos. So, and then I can do whatever I want with them. And I like to cook up with the beans especially. Cook some ahead of time and put them in your freezer. Then when you want to make something, you've got your beans already ready, like in 2 measuring cups or whatever. Then if I know I want to use them, then the night before I'll take them out of the freezer, so then they'll kind of thaw out. So it's just because being a vegetarian and doing some of the cooking that we're doing, you do have to think ahead. It's not this pull it out and put it in the microwave and here's your meal. So okay, if you go to page 21, if somebody can tell me what the ingredients are there, we'll put them in. Is it 2 cups of zucchini?
Yes.
Okay.
A cup of sunflower seeds that have been soaked.
Yeah, and soaking the sunflower seeds softens them. And so I have already soaked these sunflower seeds, and it'll just blend up and it'll be smoother, quicker. If you don't soak them, I don't think it's a problem. It's just you just have to blend it longer.
That's impressive how you're cutting it.
I know, right?
Yeah, you did that without a cutting board.
I'm sorry. I've been used to working in several restaurants, and I usually don't use a cutting board.
That's great.
Okay, so we have 2 cups of zucchini, and then we have a cup. This is already measured out. I measured out the dry sunflower seeds as a cup, and then soaked. Whoa. I'm sorry, I'm not used to a TV camera here. I'm not doing very well. I'm sorry, Rachel. I need a teaspoon measuring cup, and I'm not sure if we have any teaspoons in this drawer or not. This is tahini. Are you familiar with tahini? Raw tahini. It is sunflower seeds. It's 100% ground sunflower seeds.
Sunflower.
Not sunflower. I'm sorry, sesame seeds. Yes, some sesame seeds. And this is a really nice brand. I'm not sure where we get it from, but sometimes you can get it in a tin can and the oil all rises to the top. But this is pretty well mixed.
So it's not good when the oil has risen?
Oh, it is. You just have to mix it. Sometimes it can get really hard on the bottom if you... Thank you.
Sesame.
That's sesame tahini. So that's what I have here.
Makes good salad recipe.
Yes, did you have did you have tahini dressing for lunch on Sunday?
We just say we're happy.
Well, if you didn't have it on Sunday, you will have it.
I just thank God for that.
Still happy.
Yeah, we're still happy.
And here's the olive oil.
Yeah, there you go.
Made our wall, came right down.
And we used fresh lemon, as you know. We just you can use the other lemon, but the fresh lemon is going to taste the best. And garlic. I've got 2 small medium cloves. I'm personally not really strong on the garlic. I wanted to have a garlic flavor, but I don't want it to be overpowering. So I just chose that amount. And then does it say 1 or 2 teaspoons of salt?
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons, okay. And this is Celtic sea salt. I don't know if Barbara has talked to you about that, but it has a lot of good minerals in it. And this is a bit large, as you can see, but you can also grind this in your coffee grinder. We just, you just have to make sure you wash out your coffee grinder, because that salt will get in it and it will ruin your coffee grinder. So you have to rinse it out really good right after. I'll be right back. Thank you. Thank you. And it also calls for a little bit of water that I forgot to add, so we'll put that in there. Takes a little bit for the sunflower seeds to grind up. I'm going to grind it a little bit more, but I'm just going to. Some like this one even better than the garbanzo hummus. They do have a little different flavor, but since all the other ingredients are basically the same, the only thing you've really changed is putting zucchini instead of garbanzo. The rest of the green ingredients are pretty much the same. Okay.
I'll trade you.
Sure.
I'm glad you're not.
We'll have Rachel take this away as soon as possible, so you guys don't have. We'll get the other recipe out of you.
I'm going to help you because I'm so concerned for you.
I know.
Torture. That's good.
Paul and I can take it to the kitchen for you.
Yeah, sure. You just need some extra help here.
Right. We'll try not to get lost. Right. Just trying to help.
Okay.
So if you're using zucchini, couldn't you use any vegetable?
You could, but I think zucchini is the most neutral. Because carrots, they would be too watery. They've got a lot of water in them.
Yeah. But like a...
But I really recommend that you try that sweet potato. That sweet potato one is really good, and we need to make it sometime to give you all that taste too.
We'll wait.
Yeah, maybe I'll go do that. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. Okay, let's have you take these 2 away. This next one is going to be really good tomorrow, but it's not very appealing today. Unless you really like raw onions.
Anything sounds good right now.
I love onion and garlic.
That sounds like a raw onion.
You still need
Do I need what? Nope, I'm done with that. And actually you can take the salt as well. Okay. And you can take I just need the trays underneath. So, okay, this is onion bread, and this is right above. It says onion bread. Wow. And do any of you have a dehydrator? Have you seen dehydrator?
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Okay, well great. Well, this is going to be a dehydrated bread. We have the X-Mark dehydrated. I didn't bring it in here. That's not called X-Mark. What is it called? Excalibur.
dehydrator. You can get it, it's about $200, so it's a pricey one. You can certainly find cheaper ones out there. But this one is very nice. It has a very nice timer on it, so it'll go off on its own, and it goes different temperatures from 105, which is anything below 105 is raw, and it goes up to 115, and you can still do that, but it's not considered raw if it's cooked over 105. But this is a very simple recipe. This is the onions, and it says in the recipe sliced onions, and you can slice all of these, but we found to just put them in the food processor is a better idea. And I did it before, because every time when I do it out here, I'm crying in front of you and everything. So I said, I'm going to get this job done before the cooking class. So it's quite watery, but all the seeds will soak it all up. And this one apparently missed the blade. It isn't. It is. It's a little yellow serrated edge knife. We've got a pink one as well, and it has some kind of coating on it, so it doesn't oxidize. Like especially if you cut lettuce, usually if you cut lettuce the next, wait a few hours, and the next day you've got it brown. But with this coating, it doesn't oxidize the stuff. So we are doubling the recipe, so this is 6 onions. And these are Vidalia onions. They're not huge, but they're not small yellow onions either. They're the Vidalia onions that we used. So, yeah. But you can use any onion. It's for preference. It's not, we just like the Vidalia onions. So we've ground up the sunflower seeds. They have already sunflower. Yeah, this is the flax, and that's the sunflower. Wow. So it is, but okay. What did she? I'm gonna see. It calls for 1.5 cups if we're doubling it, right?
So how many? Yeah.
So I'm gonna measure this because I'm just realizing she maybe didn't measure it. She just did a bunch. So here's half, and here's 1 and 1.5.
Yeah, we would have been really.
Yeah, you would have been really getting full of that. I'm glad you mentioned something, because I was thinking 2. It's like, this is more than 2 cups here. 1.5.
No, that was the first one. That's the second.
Mm-hmm.
She's doubling? Because it called for 3/4, so she's doing 1.5.
Yeah, we're doubling this recipe because it's usually a hit. So we'd rather have enough, because it actually takes about 12 hours. We'll put this on these trays, and by about 6 o'clock tonight, it will be smelling pretty good around here, especially if you're anywhere close to the kitchen. It'll smell like onions. And now it's calling for a 1/4 cup of Bragg's aminos. And are you all familiar with Bragg's?
I know, but
You said everything. Not everybody.
I've heard a lot of things about it too.
I was curious what you guys would
It's
say
like
about
soy
it.
sauce.
Because we use it.
Yeah, I haven't done enough myself. We don't use it very often, and but we haven't modified this recipe yet. But if you wanted to, you could just put some salt in it. But I haven't changed this. I haven't modified the recipe yet. So
you would modify it because you don't think that's good?
I personally haven't done enough study on it. I think it is better than soy sauce, but maybe it's better to do something else too. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, does it call for 1/3 cup of oil?
A 1/3 cup.
Okay, so
Yes, 1/3.
1/3. Okay. Now, sometimes when you're doubling, you don't always have to double all that oil. So I'm just going to put 1/2 cup of oil, because that should be plenty for what we need. And I'm going to mix this with my hands because it'll be much easier than this spoon. And we'll just mix it out. So it's a very simple recipe, and once it's dehydrated, it will last a while. It's not like you need to use it up within a day or so. You can
These are basically like crackers?
They are if you leave them in the dehydrator long enough. Or we make them softer, so you can even like wrap it like a tortilla. You can put like a salad in there or something. But if we leave it, if it stays in the oven too long, it will be crackers. I mean in the dehydrator, not the oven. But what we're going to do is we're going to put it on. It's 12:30 now. We're going to put it on, and I need you to separate these trays and just give me one plastic. And so what we're going to do is, if you were dehydrating some stuff, you just use the first one. But because this is very watery, you use the first 6 hours, you use the plastic. This one, I mean it's not plastic, but this part. If you don't have that, you can use wax paper and cut it like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So you put that on your dehydrator?
Right, for this, because then at 6, when we come back, this will be pretty much dry, so we'll be able to flip it over and remove this plastic to finish drying it for the other 6 hours.
Just put it on the bare netting?
Yes, on the screen there.
The screen,
Yeah. And you can do all kinds of crackers, actually. If you have a dehydrator, there's a lot of recipes for crackers out there. Like the pulp from your juices and stuff, it doesn't have a lot left in it because we've juiced the carrots. But you can. We made a cracker. Where
Do you
did
add other ingredients?
it's like a cake. Where? A cake spatula.
Is that red? Is that red?
No, those are spatulas. A frosting spreader, exactly. And I thought I brought it out here.
I'm cook.
Well, good.
My kids are in trouble when I get back.
Yeah.
You won't be getting any resume. Daddy, cook us something.
They're in trouble right
Thank you.
Well, you're gone.
Could you use parchment paper or it would burn?
No, you could use parchment paper. I mean, the temperature is only 105 that we're going to put it at. So this will be fine.
I need to make my own burgers, which I'm going to make a batch as soon as I can.
And you can just cut this with scissors after they're done to serve them. Or if you really do want to make them as crackers, when you go to flip them, you can score them. But if it's still going to be soft, you may as well just let them finish drying and cut it with scissors.
Really? So when you do the pulp with the juicing, you add other stuff to it, I imagine.
Yes. You put the carrots in there or whatever pulp you have. Yeah. Add some flax seeds and sunflower are really great because they just are that binder.
Really?
They're that binder.
So that's what you use?
Yeah, that's what you would use. You would ground it up. If you left it whole, it wouldn't absorb it. But you grind up your sunflower, grind up your flax, and then put seasonings in there, whatever seasonings you want to put in there. And onions. Yeah, just put it all in there.
If you don't have a dehydrator, would that work on slow setting on the oven, or it wouldn't do right?
It would burn very quickly.
You could get
Most ovens, like
180, no.
150 is about
185, or 150 is the absolute lowest. So I would, this is Excalibur. This is an Excalibur, but you can go on eBay or go on somewhere. I know one of our other guests got a good one that was a square one, because sometimes dehydrators have the hole in the middle. And that's fine for like if you're doing fruit or things like that. But if you're really trying to do crackers, it's easier to get the square one. But they have them at Walmart, and I would recommend, if you really want to do it, don't wait until you can pay $200. Get something that will work for you and get into it. Yeah.
So you never use chia seeds as a binder?
Use chia seeds in this?
In this kind of thing, like to bind stuff, because isn't that kind of work too, or no?
You could.
But there's got to be a reason why you guys don't. Is it really hard? Or?
With the chia seed, we usually do that more, soaking it in water and drinking it like that way, because all of the good nutrients come out of the chia seed.
If you ground it, I'm sure it would be similar to this, but it could, yeah. Yeah, this one is ready to go.
I bet you could put some cilantro in there.
Oh, that's
I'm sure. You could just, exactly, you could do whatever, you know, whatever you want to do. Yeah, rosemary too. Where are the other trays? Oh, right here.
So chia, you don't just sprinkle it on your food, you need to soak it.
You do, or if you're going to sprinkle on it, the food, the best part of the chia is what's on the inside. And if you just sprinkle it whole, you're not going to get all of the nutrients out of it. So you need to either grind it, like we just ground the flaxseed and the sunflower, or put it in water, or put it in smoothies or something. Get it in the ground form, and you'll get the most out of what's inside.
How long do you need to soak it?
10 minutes, maybe, or
Pretty fast.
it doesn't take long at all.
Something and come back and then drink it.
Yeah, we should show you. It's just,
It's swelled up too, so don't put a whole lot in.
yeah, it's, well, I'll have to ask Cynthia. I think it's like a tablespoon or two to a pint jar. Yeah. Maybe in the cooking school I'll bring it out and we can watch it. But you just shake it up and then it'll just start. It'll just start gelling like that. But if you don't like to just eat it gel like that, you can put it in a smoothie or put it in, you know, disguise it a little bit. Because some people, my husband thinks it looks like fish eggs. So it's not always appealing.
For fruit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really good with pineapple and an orange and mix of chia seeds.
Pineapple's really good for inflammation.
It's so good, yeah.
it makes it like a pudding.
There's also, in your cookbook, I think it's on the last page maybe, there's a recipe called ambrosia. And that is with coconut milk and chia seeds. And it's like a tapioca pudding. I mean, it's really good, but it's chia seeds instead of tapioca. And I think it should be there, but I'm not. Ambrosia. So that's a really good way to use chia seeds, and everybody likes that one.
Have you ever made a fruit pizza? Any recipe? I went somewhere. Oh my gosh. I know I shouldn't have
My kids love pizza.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be delicious.
What they put on the, spread.
They made some kind of cream of some sort, probably.
Some kind of cream.
Like 26. Yeah, some kind of, I've seen that.
I have too. It's just been a long time since I've made it. So.
So this doesn't rise at all. It's just gonna.
Nope. It's just going to dry up. It's just going to dry, and
27.
And then this evening we'll flip it over, and then it'll dry some more. So. Are there any questions?
How long is this gonna last after you've made it? I mean, as far as.
Not very long.
No.
Yeah, we've never. You guys will use it up before breakfast is over. Dehydrated foods, you don't have to keep them in the fridge. Once they're dehydrated, just put it on a plate and cover it with plastic, and it's like chips.
Wow.
Yeah, so good for if you want to go on a backpack trip or whatever.
Kids' lunches. That's nice.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
And they work just like a wrap. They don't break or anything.
No, it holds it holds together pretty well. It really does. I'll try and do a round one so you can just see. Yeah, you can. I'm making it just like crackers, but you can do it however you want to do it.
So do you all
Yeah,
come to people's houses and do demonstrations?
Yeah. Well, we're in the other room.
Well, I might not. May not make it to California, but you said you're from Georgia. That's a little closer to home.
I'm less than 2 hours.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I do enjoy cooking, actually.
Oh, it's not my testimony.
What's that?
That's not my testimony.
But you could pray for us that we would enjoy it as much as you do. It's from faith to faith.
We
Yeah.
enjoyed it now, we're not.
Well, see, now for the rest of this week, you can enjoy not having to cook, just coming and just eating.
It's great. Yes. It's great. Good plans and good food.
I actually work as well, so I don't really spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
Wow.
You work here or away?
No, I work from my home for our ministry in India. We have an orphanage and a Bible seminary and several schools. And I'm their quote-unquote home office. I take care of the finances and the different things on this side of the ocean. But I used to live in Dominican Republic and used to work in a restaurant down there. And part of my heart stayed there, so I'm still a board member of the little mission project there. So we had a board meeting on Sunday. That's why I wasn't here. I was down there.
You were in the Dominican Republic?
Yeah. Yeah, I came back last night. So I said, I think they'll handle it. You're just juicing. I'll be there for the cooking part.
Where is the restaurant in Dominican Republic?
Well, we don't have a restaurant anymore. When I was down there, we closed the restaurant in 1996.
Oh, wow.
But actually, there is 2 conference offices in the Dominican, and they saw the vision of health and of the importance of that and that part of being in our message. So in both of our conference, well, maybe not in the other conference office, but anyways, the conference office has a restaurant, and there's a number of vegetarian restaurants in the Dominican Republic. But what we have now, the little mission project now, they have a little store in the city, and they have a lifestyle center out in the country, and an educational program. So, but restaurant we don't have right now. But it was.
Your orphanages by donations?
Yes, we are dependent on the love and the gifts from overseas to help us with our orphanage.
What city or town in the Dominican Republic?
Well, the school, the ministry, is outside of Bayaguana. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's about 2 hours from the city, east, I would say. And yeah, 8 kilometers back on a dirt road, so worse than this. I went in, they picked me up in Bayaguana, but their vehicle wasn't working. So they came in with 2 motorcycles. Came out to meet me with motorcycles, because I had 2 suitcases, and so I can't fit myself, plus the driver, plus... We picked up some coconut on the way, and it was dark, or I would have taken a picture, because we must have been quite a sight. With me on the back, and then he had a box in the front, and he's steering, and it had rained, and we were going through all these puddles. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that they can steer this motorcycle with somebody on the back, because that's a challenge anyways, and then a box in front. Both of them had carrying something in front as well, so it's...
Were you shocked when they came with the motorcycle to get you, or did you know that was going to happen?
Well, I was on the bus on the way to there, and they told me, they said, I had told them though, I said, I don't mind, I like motorcycles actually. I said, I don't mind going by motorcycles, but I said, I can't have my suitcases and me. We need more than one motorcycle. So then my friend, he sent me a text, he said, the motorcycles will be there to get you. So I said, okay. So it was good though, we made it. Thankfully I wasn't wearing, I had white shoes on, but I wasn't wearing a white skirt. I was wearing a jean skirt, so that helped.
So do you go to India very often too?
I have been to India once, but primarily because of the work that I do, I can do it by email. And it's very expensive. You need a visa to go to India, and it costs at least $1,500. So I went in.
The visa costs $1,500?
No, the ticket costs. It costs about $200 for the visa.
So where are you from originally?
I don't know. I've been to many places too, but I grew up in the north. I was born in New York and grew up in Minnesota and Michigan. So Michigan is really what I call home. So here's our little tortilla. So we'll just...
Boy, that looks so much better than flour. Onions in there.
Yeah, and it really, you wonder, with so much onions, because that's the only, I didn't add any water, I just added some oil and some brags, but it just comes out really good. So, yeah. Well, you will. You'll smell it before you see it, probably.
Don't repent. Don't repent.
And then eating it. That's the first step.
Whose initial is going on that one?
Oh, we're just going to show it to him. We're just going to show it to him, and we'll put it on the table for somebody tomorrow. Okay, well, if there's no questions, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and hope you'll fill up in another hour or so. You'll have another drink, and but feel free to ask any questions, and obviously I'll see you in the morning at breakfast.